I don't need no Smith and Wesson, no. But who you testing? Focus scant on his your lesson, no. Life ain't a testing. Taking shots at all your breath, no. Feel like a damn man. You fucking playing.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany if you're new here, and if you're not, what's up sis? So today's video is going to be all about how I got this braidless sewing DIY, okay? So if you're interested, make sure that you stay tuned, keep watching, because we're going to get you all the way together, sis. So first things first, if you're a natural girl like me, you want to make sure that you are starting out with like an anti-humidity type of vibe, type of spray. You want to make sure that your hair is going to revert as little as possible. Now I have type 4 hair. I'm not really sure what type of curl I have, but yeah, what I like to use is the Sleek anti-humidity spray from Hair Chemist. I have a video on that on my channel already. If you guys haven't seen it, make sure you go watch it. I will link it below, and I'll also link the Sleek below. You want to make sure that your hair is extremely dry. Like, you don't want to be applying beads to your hair if it's even the slightest bit damp. So you want to make sure that your hair is extremely dry. This is not a low maintenance style, and this is not a low heat style. So you want to make sure that you're starting off as prepared as possible. As you can see, I like to get into my roots and make sure that there's no dampness at all, because I want to make sure that I am protecting my hair as best as I can from the beginning to the end. So once my hair is dry, it's time for me to section off my leave out, and I am just going around and making sure that my leave out is perfect, because this will definitely help to blend your hair. You want to make sure that you're leaving out enough hair at the top and at the sides so that you will not have any of the micro beads showing through. So you want to leave out a decent amount. You don't have to leave out too much, but keep in mind your hair will be out in the middle of this anyway. But if you leave out just enough to cover the beads and not too much to where you have to worry about overly blending, then you will be fine. I like to use a tail comb when I do my braidless sewings, and specifically one with the metal end. If you can flip your hair up and you can see the comb underneath, that means that your beads are going to show. So this is a good way to figure out whether or not you have enough leave out, and you want to make sure that your leave out is as even as possible on both sides. That will assist you in styling your hair and making sure that it looks even and full all around. Keep in mind that this process may take a while. Like, you're going to be going back and forth between sides and parting and making sure that everything is even. And this might take a good 10 to 15 minutes out of the styling time, but it is worth it. You want to make sure that everything is even and it looks good to begin with.
Yeah, you do too. But I just wanted to know, do you know somebody named?
Then once I'm all done with my leave out and parting and making sure that everything is even, I am going to start braiding up my hair that I'm leaving out so that it's out of the way, and so it doesn't get snagged in any of the beads, because that is painful and you will damage your hair. So you want to make sure that your leave out is as protected as possible and it is away. Next up, I'm going to be parting out my first row, and for my first row I typically like to do a braidless and no sew row. So what I will do is literally just attach the weft with just the micro links all around. And what this does, it helps me to create a very flat foundation. Right here, I'm just preparing my tool, and then I am showing you my needle and thread. I typically thread about 5 to 6 needles so I don't have to keep redoing it and stopping every time I get into a rhythm. Make sure you're measuring the hair to the row, because if you have too much hair, it'll be bulky and it'll actually hurt because it'll be loose and not as snug as it needs to be. So make sure you're measuring your hair. And then I'm just showing you guys how I go around and attach the hair to my actual hair. So I'm just taking a small piece of the weft and a small piece of my hair, using my tool and attaching it. Then I'm taking my pliers and clamping down on the bead, not too tight and not too close to my roots. So for the next few rows, I'm just going to be doing a regular braidless sewing. So for that, what I do is create another row and apply beads to the entire row and clamp down, and then I begin to sew onto this row. For the first few rows, I like to double them, and you can see right here that I am sewing a track under first, and then I sew a track over. I don't sew onto the beads, I sew around. When I sew the track on top, I don't sew onto my hair, I just sew onto the track at the bottom. I don't know if that's making sense, but I hope it is. After the second row, I like to come back towards where my leave out is, and I'll do some more braidless and sewless tracks right at the front. So I start this row off as a braidless and sewless track. I'd probably do like 3 or 4 beads with no sewing, and then I continue on this track sewing because it's just easier and it makes the hair fuller in the back. And at the front, you don't want it to be bulky. You want your actual leave out to lay really flat, and you want this to look really natural. So this helps you to create that natural look. This whole process is pretty repetitive. All you are doing is pretty much the same thing over and over. You're making sure that the beads are secure onto your hair, and I do like to have all of my hair in the beads. It just makes my hair a little bit easier to manage, instead of having hair out in between each row or each bead. It just makes it a little bit easier to manage. It makes it easier for me when I'm oiling my scalp, when I am washing my hair, or when I'm straightening my hair. It just makes it way easier because I can tell what I'm doing and what spot in my head I'm at. When I get to the top, I like to do one row all the way around my entire perimeter of the leave out, and then I will go in and do some more braidless and sewless rows, one on each side, just to make sure that, like I said, my hair is flat and there's less of a chance of beads showing or track showing. It just makes it way easier, and it also makes my hair fuller. So I am very much a fan of these braidless and sewless rows. But right here, what I'm doing is just sewing on the last full track and making sure that my hair is full and protected. Then once my hair is done, I'm just going to be taking out all of my leave out and just seeing, looking for coverage, making sure that everything is all covered up and there's no gaps or there's no beads showing, and that my hair is pliable and I'm able to move it easily. And as you can see right here, I was able to see one of my beads. So what I did was I just went in and I loosened that bead, slid that bead right out, and then I cut the track. This is what my hair looks like when I pull it up into a ponytail. You can't see any beads. It's, we straight, we good. This is the back of my hair. You can kind of see a bead right there, but once I straightened my hair and I cleaned it up, and I actually detangled it, it was good. So after that, I just used my Tymo ring straightener to go throughout my entire head and straighten my hair and the weave all in one. And yeah, I really am so in love with this style. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this was kind of helpful. I know I didn't go into great detail about, you know, all the things that I did. I just wanted to show you guys how I did this for myself. Mind you, I am not a professional, so if there's any tips or pointers that you guys can give me, I am so open to receiving them. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm actually going to be leaving a link to the Tymo straightener down below because I love it so much. You can get it from Amazon. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications to get more updates on when I post. Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram at I am different type of dope and TikTok at different type of dope. And I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.